I hope that did not just break my chair. Anyways, how's it going? It has been a very hot minute since I last jumped in front of a camera and had a chat with you guys, but we're back, we're ready to go, and hopefully this time I can find a little bit of consistency. Luckily, you know, some things have sort of changed in my life recently, and now I do actually have some people around me who are really supportive, really motivative, and, you know, I really do want to give this a bit of a crack and sort of, you know, explore this as much as possible and really have a bit of fun with it. So, I'm going to be jumping back into the videos with the video that actually kicked things off for me, which was MyProtein reviews. So, just arrived in the mail was another box of goodies from the wonderful people over at MyProtein. And today we're going to be checking out some more protein flavors. Now, since the last time when I did the first video, I've actually changed the protein that I use. So I used to always use the MyProtein Impact Whey. Absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. The flavors are great. The value was on point. The issue is that me personally, I was getting a bit of digestion issues with the dairy. It wasn't really agreeing with me all that much. So I actually switched over to their vegan blend. So, gonna jump into this box and show you what we got. Now, I've only got a couple flavors in here. I do actually have some other, like, almost empty bags as well with different flavors that I will go through as well, just to sort of give you, I guess, a bit of a range, because personally, I find that vegan proteins are really hard to get right. A lot of them mess it up when it comes to the taste or the consistency, or, you know, just little things like that. And I want to sort of give you a few tips and tricks on how to get the most out of your vegan protein that I've sort of come across in the time that I've been using it. Because for me personally, although I have nothing against whey, it just doesn't really agree with my stomach, and I don't feel the best after having it. Anyways, okay, so while I'm here, actually, I might as well, I guess, explain a little more of what's in this box as well, because I didn't just order protein this time. I did also get a big box of glutamine. I do still have some left, but I wanted to sort of order more because I am running low. Now, for the past probably month or so, I've been doing a little bit of an experiment using glutamine in the morning and post-workout, just after hearing, you know, some recommendations that it might help with recovery, and I wanted to sort of give it, you know, a bit of a test to myself. I'll probably be doing a bit of a follow-up video on sort of long-term usage of this soon. If you'd like to see that, just let me know. But it's actually been really interesting, the results that I've had from putting glutamine into my diet on a consistent basis. I kind of thought it was going to do absolutely nothing, but honestly I feel like it's helped a fair bit with a lot of things. So if you would like to see a video sort of breaking down glutamine a bit more and the benefits that I've been getting out of it, drop that below, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do that. Also got a bit of the good old classic creatine monohydrate. Again, I do still have some left, but I am running low. Last time I made the mistake though of actually getting the flavored version for some stupid reason. So I wanted to get some that was unflavored. I got the flavored version because I wanted to sort of have, I guess, just another tasty drink that I could have in a way to get my creatine in. Don't make that mistake. No offense to MyProtein, but the tropical flavored creatine tastes like ass. It is terrible. It's disgusting. Don't get it. I literally have to like dry scoop it and chase it down with like cordial. It's pretty revolting, not gonna lie. So I got some unflavored, that way I can just drop it into anything and I won't notice it. We got another shaker, of course, because what is a MyProtein order without getting a free shaker? It's pretty much just a staple at this point. And then getting into the good stuff, got a big old chunky bag of the vegan blend blueberry cinnamon. Now, I've had this flavor before. The reason I got the big ass bag this time is because it is freaking ridiculously good. And again, I'll do a bit of a taste test and give you some more context, but I do like this. Then we've also got the chocolate. Now normally I would have gotten a big bag of this as well. However, unfortunately they only had the 1 kilo bags at the time, so I could only get this one. Chocolate, it's just a staple, you know, you can use it for pretty much anything, and it's also pretty delicious. Now the other flavors that I already have in the cupboard that I will be grabbing are the coffee and walnut and the banana. I was gonna get the turmeric latte to test it out. Unfortunately, they only had the really small bags left at the moment, and it's just not really worth it for the price. And then they also had the strawberry. However, I am unfortunately allergic to strawberries, including strawberry flavoring, which really sucks because it's delicious and I wish I could have it, but yeah, I can't. Gonna grab some shakers, gonna test these proteins out for you. I'm gonna be using water for this, same as what I did in that original whey review. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. There's still some great information in there, even though, you know, I don't personally use it anymore. But I'm gonna be doing it sort of in a similar style. So because I don't need all that protein, I'm gonna be using half the recommended serving in half the recommended amount of water. I'll be using the brand new shaker as well, so that there's been no sort of flavor contamination or anything. I will be using a scale to weigh out the actual amount of protein, so that way I know that I'm getting a half a serve and the right, you know, half amount of water. And then I will also be washing out the shaker in between so that I don't sort of taste each flavor going over each other. Hopefully that got everything. Alright, so just to show you that these are the other two flavors that I've got. We've got the banana over here, if my camera doesn't want to blow it out real quick. Ooh, it's getting way too bright. And we've also got the coffee and walnut, okay? Just before I get into this sort of taste test and mixability, I'll read you through just the nutritional information on these proteins and the instructions, just to give a bit more context as to what it is that I've got in my shaker at the moment. So, one serving of this is 30 grams. For that 30 grams, it is 110 calories, of which 21 is the good old protein, which goes to those biceps. We've got 3.9 carbs, 200 milligrams of sodium, and only 0.6 fat. So the macros on this stuff is actually pretty damn good. It does say to mix a full serving is 30 grams, and it does recommend having it with 150 to 250 mils of water as the proper way to sort of mix it. For the sake of these tests, what I've got in here, if you can see, there's not much in there. This is 125 mils of water, so about that sort of halfway mark, and then 15 grams of protein, so a half serving. Now personally, I actually don't have protein shakes in shakers that often. It's just not how I like to use it. For me personally, I like to put my protein powder in oats to flavor it, in things like homemade protein ice cream to flavor it, and there's another way I actually use my vegan protein in particular, which is if you put protein, like the powder itself, in a bowl, add a little bit of water and mix it up, it kind of creates like a really thick, fluffy paste almost, and I'll actually use that, you know, on top of French toast or on top of bread like a spread. That's actually kind of the main three ways that I use my protein powder, to be honest with you. But for the sake of this, we're gonna do it in a shaker. And yeah, let's see how she goes. This here is the coffee walnut. And although I've actually had all these flavors before and I'm almost finished, you know, a kilo bag of the banana and the coffee and walnut, I actually don't think I've ever had the recommended amount in like the recommended amount of water. So this is almost going to be a fresh taste test for me as well. Smells good. You know, I'm not going to lie, much better than what I thought it was going to be. And like I said, I've had pretty much a whole bag of this stuff. But that's actually really damn nice if you have it, you know, with the right amount of water. Personally, I'm the sort of person that normally if I was to have a shake like this, I would put a lot more water than what you're meant to try and draw it out. But because of that, the flavor's not normally as, I guess, sweet. This is actually quite nice to drink. mixes really damn nice as well. Now, if you've ever had, I guess, a vegan protein or a plant-based protein before, you will know that they're a little more chalky, a little more earthy, a little more gritty than what a whey protein is. And that's still the same for all of these proteins, but it's honestly not bad by any means. I've had a lot worse before. I will say the one thing that's hard with vegan proteins, similar with these, is it is kind of hard to flavor them. So although it's coffee and walnut, it is a really subtle taste. So it's not sort of blow your head off or anything like that. And it's nice. Okay, like it's not amazing, it's not terrible. With the coffee walnut, for me at least, it's not the best when it comes to using it in food or baking. So things like pro oats, not amazing. Just the consistency it gives and the flavor it gives isn't really strong enough. Drinking it like this, it's not too bad. Probably not my favorite. And out of the lot, right now it's going to be sitting right at the bottom at number 4. Well, I mean, technically also number 1 because it is the first one. But going to move on to the banana next. Just because I feel like, to be honest, out of my personal experience, those are probably going to be the bottom 2. I want to get them out of the way. Nice. Now again, I will say, with the banana in particular, I find it's a really sort of earthy smell and earthy taste to it. But I'm going to refresh my memory. You know, it's honestly pretty good. Again, like, I feel like if you use the actual recommended instructions like a crazy person, they're actually pretty good, especially for being a vegan protein. Now, again, like, I don't want to sort of, I guess, be misleading here. If you're comparing vegan proteins to whey proteins when it comes to flavor and all that sort of stuff, it's really an unfair competition, to be honest. Wheys blow it out of the water, and they're a hell of a lot easier to get right. So I feel like it is a bit unfair to try and compare them against each other, but at the same time, you know, the comparison's there to be made. Personally, when I'm using the banana, I tend to use it more in my oats, and I use it more if I actually don't want to taste the protein itself. So again, it's a really subtle flavor. It's not blow your head off by any means. And I'll generally mix it in with things if I know that I want to get the extra protein in, but I just want a sort of subtle, neutral kind of flavor to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but I guess the thing I'm trying to get at here is don't be expecting to get blown away by flavors when it comes to these proteins. They'll get the job done. They're not revolting, they're not disgusting, they're very drinkable, but they're not extreme. I will say though, me personally, I am a coffee addict. I love coffee, but this banana is honestly better than the coffee walnut. Coffee walnut is bare minimum, like bare the base level for me. So we're gonna go coffee walnut currently in 4th. The banana's coming in 3rd. We're gonna move on to next the chocolate. Now we've got the chocolate. And one thing I also want to say about these proteins is they actually do mix really well, which is again kind of odd for a vegan protein. A lot of times they don't mix the best. These do a pretty good job. It's good, man. It's good. It's really good. To be honest, the chocolate is a really, really freaking good vegan flavor. And it's actually a pretty decent, just normal flavor. Not gonna lie. Like, it's really nice. Another thing to note with vegan proteins is they do tend to be thicker. So the way I kind of look at them is, if you've ever had casein, where it's a really thick powder and it sort of like, you know, makes your liquid really thick. Similar sense. Same as like when you try and make any kind of like sludge or anything with it, it does make it really thick. Now, personally, I actually really like that about it. It's one of the things I love about vegan protein, is it sort of fills your stomach up a bit more because it's not, I guess, it's just smooth and easy. It does have a little bit more of a, I guess, like just thickness to it. And for me, I feel like it really comes into its own, the chocolate, when you are using it in things like Pro Oats. Pro Oats with the vegan chocolate blend, fantastic. Same as if you're gonna make protein ice cream as well. If you add things like cocoa to it, it actually complements really well, sort of giving it that double chocolatey flavor and then the protein is enough sort of sweetness to give it an extra little kick to the cocoa, so it kind of helps balance out the bitterness of the cocoa powder. Legitimately, I'm just like walking around my house now covered in powder, looking like an absolute, just like, I got like powder all over here and like over my shirt, and it's just like, all over my bench. I'm making an absolute mess for this video, so hit that like and subscribe for me to help me clean up. That's what you can do for me. Give me the strength to clean up myself. Alrighty, so last one. This one, oh wow. Whoa. So this is the blueberry cinnamon, and the reason for that reaction was I just opened the shaker here, and I like breathed in, and the smell hit me. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so first thing to note about those first two, so the coffee walnut and the banana that I said, was that the flavoring is not very strong. This is the one that like smells the strongest, at least. Like I can smell the blueberry. Damn. Okay, I'm actually really keen to try this. Whoa. God damn. That is, that's good. That's real good. Again, like same as the chocolate, for a vegan protein, these are freaking good. Now I will say that with this blueberry cinnamon, it's probably the most, well, not the most, but it's more chalky and more earthy than what the chocolate is. Personally, I actually don't mind that. I actually really like it. And one of the other flavors that I've tried before but wasn't able to get at the moment because they're out of stock was the carrot cake. It's similar-ish to that, but it's just really nice. Like, it's just pleasant. The coffee walnut and the banana, how the flavoring is too weak. I almost like how with the chocolate and the blueberry cinnamon, they're strong enough to be enjoyable, but they don't blow your head off like some ways. If they're just a really easy, light flavor on your stomach, it tastes good, it's easy to drink. It's just good, man. Personally, I love cinnamon, so for me, this is a massive tick. I also love blueberries, so it's a massive tick. When it comes to Pro Oats, I absolutely love this flavor. It's the reason I bought a massive bag of it. Having it in a shake like that was just fantastic. If you're gonna make protein ice cream, you know, you add a little bit of extra cinnamon into it. Amazing. Yeah, wow. Definitely my favorite. Wow. So yeah, I'm actually really surprised, to be honest. To give you a bit of a rundown, I guess, or a ranking of them overall. Number one and two actually are kind of interchangeable. If you like cinnamon and you like blueberry and all that sort of jazz, then I reckon the blueberry cinnamon is number one. If you're not massive on cinnamon, then, you know, it's a toss up between that and the chocolate. So blueberry cinnamon and chocolate, they're my two favorite. A little bit interchangeable depending on what your personal preferences are. Next, I'd probably go the banana, to be honest, and then the coffee walnut down in last. Now, that could be the fact that I love coffee and I love walnuts, so for me it's just a little bit of a disappointment that it tastes kind of bland, it doesn't have too much of a flavor to it, and it's just kind of a letdown. But yeah, that's probably my ranking system for these. Like I said, I normally don't drink my proteins like that. I'll use it in things like Pro Oats, or I'll use it to like make a whip almost to have on my French toast, or a range of different things like that. But if you did want to have it in a shake, they do a fantastic job. Another massive, I guess, benefit to these proteins is that vegan proteins tend to be fairly expensive. The MyProtein ones, although more expensive than their Impact Whey, are still pretty reasonable. And with the amount of sales that MyProtein do, it's actually pretty good. If you've got any questions about these proteins or just anything else in general, drop it below and let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer and help out. It's been good to jump back on camera for you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Like I said, if you want to sort of hear that follow-up on experimenting with glutamine over the past month or so, let me know that down below as well. But thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. stay tuned for the next one, and yeah, catch ya.